On today's episode, Max brags about the Liberty again.
We talk about Mike's Jeep, my Jeep, and all the CD prep. And don't forget to listen to Snail Trail and Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
Reckless Wrench Garage and Offroad Garage Podcast.
Are you going? I'm going to make a lot of noise.
Do it again. No. That's fucking funny, dude. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike Max Offroad Show. I'm your host, Mike Austin.
And I'm Max Kraus, and we're taking you from the garage to the trail.
What's up, bro? We're back.
Chillin'.
I don't know why I shake my head like an old lady when I do that.
Bobblehead.
Right.
Hey, guys.
Hey, I'm Mike Austin.
I'm in the windshield.
Right on, man.
How's your Jeep?
Not done.
Of course. Here we go.
Right.
Excuses. My hand hurts.
Right. But, yeah. No, seriously. So I switched everything over, right? I'm trying to get prepped out for CD. So I was switching over to a serpentine belt.
Nice.
Because my whole goal is to get rid of that squealing, the power steering squealing. I pretty much changed everything, and I don't know. I'm going to just, it makes sense to go to a single belt system at this point.
Yeah. What is the other system called? Like if now
you're V-belt.
Oh, feed belts?
V-belt.
Oh, V-belts.
Yeah. And it has, so basically the old system had two V-belts and one serpentine belt.
Yep.
And a whole clusterfuck of parts all over it. And,
Yeah.
and to even work on any of that garbage was a pain in the ass.
It's definitely clean. Like I saw it the other night.
Yeah,
Like
the
your
new
setup is
setup.
clean.
Yes.
Like it's one. Like it looks like a brand new truck.
Yep. So I got the serpentine part all caught up or all set up. I got while I was in there, might as well upgrade the alternator to a higher amp alternator. So I did
Nice.
that, and then ordered the PCS kit for a remote reservoir and handle all that. Build the
PSC?
bracketry. PSC.
Oh.
What did I say? PCS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly. I put on that. So I'll get a remote reservoir, weld on my engine mounts to the frame.
Did you do that?
No, that's it. I will. I mean,
You
I
will.
have to. I want to swap out I still have to do the U-joints in the axle shafts.
Yeah, I would.
I want to bad. It's just an arm. So I hurt my arm.
I can probably help
yesterday.
you next weekend.
2
Or like
days
one
ago.
day during the week.
Yeah.
This week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know for
Yours
sure.
are a pain in the butt to pull out, huh?
No, they're a breeze now.
Really?
Yeah, because the new axles aren't spread, so they're in and out. I still have to pull
I
the
mean,
hub.
the hub is it takes more work now to do. Like it's not just a nut and you pull the bearing off and slide it
Yeah,
out.
no, it's like 20 minutes an axle.
That's
It's
not
not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Mm-mm. So, and then I got it all dialed in, but I might need your help bleeding the PSC, whatever the hell it is.
The hydro assist.
Yeah. So all that, but I got the brackets all made for that. I finally got the hoses. The hardest part of the whole thing so far has been the radiator hoses because they had to be rerouted. I need to move the battery box really bad, but I'm going to just swing it until the CD's over.
Nice.
And then I do the coilovers, then I'll move the box. But at any rate, yeah. So
Are you going to move it to the cab like we were
I
talking
think
about
so.
earlier?
Yeah. So I'm thinking of taking it because I'm going to switch to probably.
I should have enough wire. If
Oh,
you
really?
want to do that
For the big gauge wire.
So it's overkill. Like it's not going to burn up.
Yeah, I'm always afraid of that shit, huh? But I mean,
It's way overkill.
it'd
Like,
be
it's
nice.
so overkill. It's hard to find fittings.
I wonder. Maybe somebody out there in the audience will know. Is it dangerous to put the battery over the top of the fuel tank like that? It'll literally be a half an inch on top of the fuel tank. That might not be a good idea.
Trying to imagine it.
Right where my current air tank sits, I would like to move the air tank underneath and then.
What? So hang on. There's the seats. Then you have your fuel tank, and then that slide-in box.
Yep.
And then that's flat.
Yep.
And so the battery has to sit on over the top of the fuel tank.
Well, that's the only place that's open to not be utilized.
Why don't you get a
cargo
battery
space.
box? Have you seen mine? I have like a plastic battery box that
Yeah.
it sits in, and
Yeah.
I don't think it has holes to drain.
I don't know.
Or if it did,
Yeah, I could do that.
you could put a hole. You could like route it.
Build a nice rack that holds them in there neatly.
Uh-huh.
Maybe even do two.
I got it at like
I don't know.
AutoZone.
Yeah.
$30
For a battery box?
Yeah.
Damn.
plastic
Yeah.
with a lid, and it's got these like offsets, so the battery wire can go into it.
Yeah, there's the other option. I thought about putting it behind the tire, like under the fender, because there's so much room right there.
Oh, way in the back.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you would be able to see it. I mean, you would get mud and shit on it, but
Yeah, it gets mud on it now. It's in the engine bay.
I know, right? That's what I
It
was
would be
thinking.
no different.
There's a lot of places. I've seen some guys even put it underneath the
Yeah,
Jeep.
you have the gel cell or whatever, right? The gel
Yeah.
battery. Like you don't have lead
Not
acid.
Optima. No, it's Optima.
Yeah, are you gonna stick with that?
Dude, that thing's from 2014 and still working.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Well, but you have power draw issues. Are you sure that's not the battery?
No, it could be. I mean, but you could tell from the voltmeter though that or the
Oh,
amp
the battery
gauge.
holds.
Yeah, it holds once it gets charged, but it just fucking it hasn't been charged. Anyways, yeah. So I switched to the 144 amp alternator or 140 amp alternator. That's pretty dope. Like you said, it looks way easier. Now I can carry one belt.
Yeah.
Everything's adjustable, super easy, and everything. Oh my god, I can take that entire front end off in like 10 minutes if I had
Nice.
to. It's so fast. I got the fan fixed.
But you totally dumped that York, right? Or whatever, that York style air compressor.
Yeah, I got rid of that. Yeah.
Damn. It's cooked, you think? Or it's...
Yeah, it's fucked. It doesn't even turn. The piston's seized in it.
Oh, shit.
So trying to find another one of those, and I'm into it another $100. And I was like, you know what? It's way big and cumbersome and kind of a pain in the ass, and I can do the same thing with an ARB. So and do $500. And now that we know, thanks to Tyler and Morflate and all those guys, all 4 tires at one time, and it keeps those air compressors cooler. So why not do it that way?
I like it. I already used it like 3 times, I think.
And because the only reason I have the multiple air is for the UA, and I haven't been applying. I didn't apply this year. Probably won't next year. The I just went back to CO2 for right now.
Yeah.
So. But enough
and
about
all the local stuff, it's perfect, man.
Yeah, right.
It's fast.
Yeah, exactly. We got a place to fill them 2 blocks or 10 blocks from the house. So
2 or 10. Damn.
Yeah, 2 or 10. I know it's a big
70. I did a test where because I was I'm always competing with White Chris, on how to air up and who's faster and better. Usually me, but
I do the same thing with Wayne. I'm always in a weird competition with that guy for no reason.
But I set my timer on the phone. I got out the bag because the Morflate comes in a nice bag. I got it out, hooked it up. I was trying not to rush. I was trying to give a halfway fair score, and it took me 4 minutes and 30 seconds to get it out, air up, and put it away.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And what were you aired down to? Do you remember?
8. At least 8.
8 to 28.
8 to 28.
Because I haven't got to play with the kit yet because my Jeep hasn't ran since we got it.
Yeah.
Can you just hit the air while it's filling up with that nozzle on the end? You shut the valve off? Is that how it works? Don't have a shutoff valve, and then it has a Schrader valve on one end, right? And you can test
I left the gauge on. It spikes to 80 or something, but...
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so you have it on while you're filling it.
Let us know if that's bad.
So then you just shut the gauge and it reads it. And
yeah,
opens
it takes a second. I'm not used to it yet. How long it takes to air up or down. So I'm I just let it rip for a while. Make fun of some people. Hey, you're doing a lot of work over there.
Ooh.
And then I shut it off, and it within a few seconds it adjusts, and then it's 22 psi. I'm okay,
right.
Rip a couple more psi through there.
Dude, this while we're talking about this, it happens to be a perfect time for just the tip for the ladies.
This soon,
right? And we put it right out front.
Damn.
So here's what it is. This one comes from an Instagrammer called Offroad_hers.
Yeah.
Right. It's a group of off-roading ladies. It was basically just her Instagram post, and I was reading it, and I'm checking out her stuff, and I'm basically it said, don't forget, ladies, when you're airing down is the perfect time to take a quick look underneath the Jeep, make sure nothing's loose. You got your torque marks on your nuts and bolts and stuff like that. Do a quick glance, make sure nothing's hanging down, no loose wires, nothing.
Yeah.
While you're doing
or
it.
nothing major. It's
quick
easy
glances.
to overlook little details.
Yeah.
But if your wheel's sitting like this versus straight, mention it.
Exactly, or make sure your hubs
Or
are
go
locked
home.
or whatever. You know what I mean? Do
do
little quick checks, the simple stuff. You're not obviously doing trail prep while you're airing down.
This is good advice for guys too. How many times have we been on a trail and someone's hubs are not locked? Or
right. That happened to Daryl several times.
Drive is not working.
Daryl climbed half of Cliffhanger with no hubs, dude. Or
Kenny,
something.
remember Kenny? We were out at Smasher Canyon, and he's just struggling on the first obstacle, man. And he's got a really well built up rig. But not to interrupt the tip.
Right. So, So basically that's all it was. Do a quick check over everything. Make sure there's no loose wires or nothing hanging or, all your simple stuff. Walk around. And then same thing when you're airing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to be certain you can drive home.
Yep. But it was a different tip and I was happy to see a different tip. So
well, that way it doesn't die.
Oh yeah, right.
We don't want our tips to go flaccid.
Yeah, I love this part. I love this. I love the ladies' tips. But at any rate, so I just reached out to her and said, "Hey, that's a good tip, actually." And I said the same thing. It's good for guys too.
Yeah.
So I asked her. I was like,
"That's good general.
You care if we use that in the podcast?" She said, "Absolutely not. Go for it,
Badass.
man." And then she said she checked the podcast out and she said, "Hey, man, I'd like to wheel with you guys." So I looked her up. And I think she's in California, but if you're in Arizona or whatever, get with us, and we'd love to go wheeling with you. I would love, personally, to go wheeling with your group.
Do you have a permission slip from Kristen?
Well, she wouldn't care.
I know.
But we were talking about letting all the women drivers drive.
Yeah.
Right? She's seen Nancy going up Nancy Hill.
Yeah.
We named it Nancy Hill on Cliffhanger.
And there's we got a few people in the group with wives that would be more than willing.
Exactly.
On the right trail. It's got to be a nice fun day.
I think it'd be a great trip. Like even, I don't know, like even Smasher Canyon would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then do some.
And the weather's getting great to be out in that part of Arizona.
Perfect right now. So, what about yours? I saw yours is together.
Yep. I just had to, I'm just going over everything, checking it out and looking for clunks, and things like that. And I had to order some stuff like recovery points for the rear. So I'll get a bunch of stuff from Barnes and Rough Stuff. It was funny. Like one had the recovery points I wanted, but not the bushings I needed.
Huh.
Then the other one had the right size bushings and like bolts and everything I needed, but not that style of recovery point. And I was like, because it's like a 90-degree shaped clevis mount deal. You know?
That thing, the picture you sent me.
Yeah. And I think that looks way better than like a straight like dead on. And I think it has more weld surface too.
Yeah, for sure.
So and it could probably take different pulls a little harder.
Well, definitely with it when it curls underneath the bumper like that. Now you're doing a length pull across it versus just a pop off or whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's a way stronger weld. So
and then I did switch out a Johnny joint rubber insert today.
Okay.
And I got you remember my passenger side rear window? Like none of the rear windows worked. I figured out why.
Why?
There's there's a main harness plug that has all 4 windows on it, right? And there's 2 switches in the back for like the guests in the back so they can roll the windows up. Right. That was not actually reconnected.
Oh, so it stopped it there.
And it stopped since it probably didn't complete the circuit or something.
Yeah.
And therefore the switches on the front didn't work and the switches on the back. I plugged them in. Both rear windows now have power. One side's messed up. But I went to like pull the panel off today, check it out. There's a freaking piece of wood in there.
Oh, really?
From someone, like the guy I bought it from, obviously put it there. And it's meant to jam up the window, but it had all fallen because that window's been down, So now I got both rear windows up. My side works. The driver's side rear, I can use the switch and control it. So I looked it up on Amazon. It was like $40 for a window motor kit. It's like the rod and the little piece that provides the power,
the cable and all
that.
So
$42 or something. So I'll get that in like a week or so and just ideally throw it in because I'd like all the windows to work.
Yeah, hell yeah, for snow tripping.
Yeah,
right.
We can't talk about that yet.
Nope. Next podcast.
They have to follow.
So why'd you have to get it back together today? What are you doing tomorrow?
We're going wheeling at that Harquahela mountaintop. There's a huge wash that looks like it has some awesome wheeling in it. And me and a couple buddies are just going to go explore and figure out if that's a good spot to wheel or if it's a good spot to never go back to.
Is that the place you were talking about where we camp at the top? You go down to the bottom next day, heavy rock crawling. That wash. You're going to go check that wash out.
It looks like it's heavy rock crawling.
I wish I could go.
I know.
Damn.
Just make an excuse. Like,
I can't.
You got a Charlie horse.
Charlie horse.
I know.
Sorry, honey, I can't go on a date because it's Charlie horse.
I'll take a bunch of photos, videos, and we'll try to insert it into the next podcast because if it's good, then we'll have that to add,
Yeah, we'll give you something to talk about.
Then we need to plan a trip with lots of wheeling and a badass camping up top at like 6,000 feet now that it's chilly. Dude, it'll be nice up there.
It's good to go and test it or make this big ass plan and we get there and it's the worst shit ever.
Or what if you get there and every entrance to the wash is like impossible to wheel? Like what if it's just like 10-foot waterfall that way, 10-foot drop that way?
Were you going to do out back recently or?
That's what we were going to do tomorrow.
Oh.
But I decided to cancel that plan.
I'll have to show you those other obstacles back in there.
I still haven't been there. The one where it instantly broke your U-joint. I mean, that's extreme.
Yeah.
To look at it and your U-joint fell out?
Yeah, exactly. It just snapped it like a twig. But, hey, that's gearing for you. Yeah. Gearing in a V8 and a big-ass tire that doesn't belong on a little tiny axle. Yeah. So that's a bad combination.
Cool.
Right on.
Let's roll into the majority topic of this conversation.
Right.
Because I was going to say the main topic.
But then we look like everyone else.
I know.
Got to have our own catchphrases.
You know, Tyler and those guys even changed it to campfire discussion.
Yeah. I saw that. But it's basically the same thing as
it's the main topic. But it's, it's the campfire discussion.
We're not taking any breaks. You suckers got to live it. Hold your pee. we should have our outro say, adios, suckers.
We're going to do the garage discussion. Right. No, that's dumb. It's the main topic. This is the main section of this show.
This is why we're here.
Whoever has an issue with this, just don't tell us about it and don't email us.
Or come up with a main topic title.
Yeah. Like, main topic.
What did you say? A major topic? No.
Major, yeah.
Anyway,
Major Tom's topic.
we're talking about CD,
ground control,
which we talk about a lot.
Collateral damage.
Right. Known as collateral damage, also known as TV, technical vehicle trail 4 or 6. I forget.
Yeah. I
One of
forgot
those
about
two.
that.
Yep.
That's how it's actually in those off-roading books.
Exactly.
Those ones that are for like every state.
Right. Which is essentially, that's like the next level.
Yeah.
Right. So you have all the regular trails that you do in your Jeeps that are real hard and they get there. And then this is like next level,
Yep.
just below buggy.
Because it's risky. There is a chance for some damage. There is a chance that someone could break down more so than on a normal day.
Good chance. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a vicious trail.
Yeah.
It's definitely not for the weak
You
or
haven't
timid.
you haven't broken anything inside there though, right?
The only time I've ever broke was on a night. Oh wait, I guess Outback now and
Anaconda that
yeah.
you joined.
And both of them were
Yep.
dumb. Both of them were bound. So Anaconda is just being a dumbass.
So basically, a lot of the stuff we're doing right now is the prep for CD.
For me, it's total prep. That's my goal.
You had things you had to do just to continue wheeling, like your Radiator fan
The basic
seized.
shit, yeah.
You know, like you're not going nowhere till you do that. And
Right.
but then you took care of like power steering, make it better.
I'll tell you what, it's
Serpentine
really
belt.
hard to take apart something that works.
I know.
Dude, I had to go through that twice with the back end.
Yeah.
And then, but you know it's going to be better. You know what I mean? So if I can stop that squeal, worth every freaking bit of it, man. That's the whole
So
point.
for a good comparison, we almost drive everywhere we go. Moab, California, almost every trail in Arizona, we always drive. And this trail, CD, it's really challenging. And Mike and I both want to basically either have a trailer or a guaranteed way home. So
Right.
Mike, you have a trailer.
Right.
And you can tow it. Like you can manage it around town, right? You're not driving up into the mountains with your truck.
Yeah, well,
but
there, no problem. I
you
get
can
it
tow
there.
around flat ass Phoenix, no problem.
Yep.
And so you're going to tow your Jeep, take the windshield off,
Yep.
take the spare tire off the back.
Right.
put
Lighten
it
everything
in.
I can
Yep.
get up. Anything I don't need is going to
Yep.
go in the truck.
Yep. So you can take the passenger seat out?
No, but I am going to bring the windshield just in case.
Oh.
If
You're
it's
going to lock it in the bed or something?
Yeah, if somebody else breaks, we can get theirs up on the trailer
Oh,
and I can
good.
drive it home. You
Oh,
know what
good,
I mean?
good,
So
good.
it's
Nice.
mine ain't breaking.
Nice. So a lot of the things that saved me over and over is Steve Johnson has AAA,
Right.
and there's like a 200-mile range where they'll tow you home. So for
Dude,
us,
you have to have it.
I know. So that's gonna be my backup plan too. Not only maybe I got a spot on your trailer. I mean, my goal is to drive it home. I don't want.
Yeah, we could
anything
both break.
So, but
There's only
I
one
want this
trailer.
backup for everything. And as the signer on the AAA account, I mean, what if my lady's car breaks? What if my work truck breaks? What if my Jeep breaks? As long as I'm there, I can have any of them towed to my house or a shop, a dealership, anything
Right.
I want for that one fee a year.
Yeah.
And because Steve's towed my Jeep and truck probably like 4 times this year.
It's so worth it, though.
Thank you, Steve. You're cool.
Technically the sponsor of this show, Steve.
Yeah, you're cool. So that's kind of what we're prepping. Like, we know it's a hard trail. We know we've upgraded tire size. Your
Yeah.
front U joints. You're gonna put in those CTM like hardcore joints, right?
Yeah.
Which
Because
are
I'm
awesome.
I'm still on the Dana 44.
I want those, but for a 60.
Yeah. I just don't have the money to do the 60. I
know.
everything else keeps getting in the way.
Yeah, no,
you know?
it's big money.
It's
Big
sitting
time.
there. I'm sitting there. A quarter built. But
You know, Dari just made a comment the other day in our
Dari.
chat. He said that his axle swap cost 2.5 times what his daily driver cost.
yeah, that's.
And I hope we didn't just say something we weren't supposed to.
Right.
Nancy.
Nancy, go to the bathroom, Nancy.
Oh, yeah. Go to the bathroom 2 minutes ago and don't come back for 3.5 minutes.
Right.
The Jeeps are big money.
Yeah, they're ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
It's almost disgusting.
So, okay. What else are you doing specifically for CD besides like these little upgrades now? Windshield's coming off.
Yep.
You
Lightening
got
it up.
39-inch tires. You got clearance for days.
I am planning on towing it.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I actually want to try to drive this trail. I want to take the time to try to work
Yeah.
because you can. It's a trail that you can. If somebody makes it and someone's in front of you, you could easily get up on the obstacle and just winch over it and just winch through the whole trail.
Yeah, but you're going to be the leader.
No, I'm not leading, but
You want to be in the front.
No, well, I guess if nobody else. Well, no, I can't. I can't lead it. You know,
Why?
like
Yeah, you
like
can.
Pierre said. Pierre was right. I can make the first one, but
but
there's
the
no
falls.
room for anybody to get past me.
Yeah.
And there is a winch point on the first obstacle. There's a big rock that I've seen them
You're gonna
winch
pull
on.
it down the mountain.
No, I've seen people winch off of it before.
Oh, okay. So
the first
it's a
time you and I
safe-
went in, the very first time when we jumped in with Huck, we got up in there and they had that big rock in between the two dips.
Okay.
That buggy winched off of that rock. So I don't know if the rock is still there though. I have to go
Should
through the
be.
video and actually see if that rock is still
The
there.
video from like 2 years ago?
This one, or the one, the one that you went through.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I have no. It should be there.
Yeah.
It's a big enough rock, but
Dude, also, I would think that trail has enough room for us to like drive up on the side and another guy get in front of each other. If whoever's in front of the group, the first person to go, if they just can't make an obstacle, like we're not going to just stare like idiots. We'll be like, dude, back off a little. Let me get by and try it for you. I got a different wheelbase, you know.
but
Everybody knows a Liberty is like the best rock crawler out there. So like, let me slip on by.
why don't you just lead then?
I could. I'm not scared.
Yeah, you lead.
Okay.
You lead, and I'll go second.
Cool.
And I'll just. Oh, but you got to put. You have any hitch pull points on the back yet?
It's on the way.
We got to have that on there before.
Well, it'll be here this next week,
yeah.
which is still almost 10 days before the trip.
I don't see anybody getting past. Once you get through the first one, I don't see anybody passing you to get to the second one. I think
No.
after the second one, then you have room to get around.
I know the trail opens up a couple times, maybe not at every single obstacle, but I know it opens up a few times. You know, we're like that huge undercut waterfalls on the left, and we all struggle up the right.
Yeah.
Where Ed got stuck and like lunged and almost tipped. It looked tippy, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's that's like a parking lot on the bottom there.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
So there I know there's a few spots where there's a lot of room.
There's definitely. I'm trying to think where Huck broke. I want to say he
Yeah.
broke on the first obstacle, that double hump. He was on the second hump trying to get over it.
I could have sworn it was after, but I don't recall 100%.
It might have been after because
I think it was just a flat out super steep climb, because I remember he was like straight up and down just roasting the tires, and then
must
that
have been.
shockwave through the front axle
Yeah.
just went ga 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 ga.
it looked like you
there's
had
nothing
poured
left.
a ton of dirt on the end of a
Yeah.
cannon barrel.
Yeah.
And the cannon shot and all that
Yeah.
concussion went everywhere. It was actually awesome.
Yeah.
But he broke both axles, the locker. He broke everything
I know.
across the whole axle. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That
It
was
was
awesome.
it was cool, but it's not awesome. It's not awesome for him, but it was cool to see. How
Dude,
about
it
that?
was awesome for him because look what he did. He immediately
Yeah.
made it a firewall buggy after that. It
Yeah.
went full blown, and
Yeah.
now the dude's just crazy.
Now it's a badass. It was a 2-door JK.
Yeah, now it's pretty much just
Yeah.
a buggy.
Yeah.
But the
Nice.
I'll throw a picture in it of Huck
Do you have
in
any
here.
spare axle shafts you could bring?
I do, but they're just stock.
Yeah. Put them in the truck.
Maybe.
Dude,
yeah.
worst case,
I have one spare.
you know, you should park your truck at the campground. Because I swear, when we came out of the campground, go up that hill, CD is right there. The
What
entrance.
campground?
The huge air down campground spot.
The little pan.
Little Pan, yeah.
That's where I plan on parking.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good. That was my plan.
Yeah, you're right. It isn't that far, but I
Yeah.
mean, you still have to cross the river and bang a left, and
Oh, it is across the river, huh?
yeah. I mean, it's
maybe
still a little
Maybe I
ways
was thinking
away.
of something. Maybe it just looked like the entrance to CD, and then I went down the hill, and I
Yeah.
thought that was Little Pan. But maybe not.
You know what? We're gonna run into problems though.
With what?
There are like 3 huge events going on
Nuh-uh, that same
that
weekend.
same weekend,
At
same place,
Table
at
Mesa.
Table Mesa, and one of them is a huge buggy event.
God damn
That's
it.
buggies only. And they
Has anyone
like
told Chris Bayer this?
no.
Doesn't
I
matter.
figured we have more guys to help us.
Huh? Yeah.
Most likely, we're going to run into another group in there. I'd almost guarantee it.
But it's that time of year. You know, like it's good weather. Like you're
Yeah.
going to run into people everywhere.
This guy's sign up said buggies only. Take your, I don't know, it's something. I don't want to say. I was going to say maybe it said take your shit to the next level. I don't remember, but it was like 40-inch tires minimum, lockers front and rear, winch. All your shit has to work. Can't be
Yeah.
a piece of crap. And it said you have to be okay with body damage.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they're going, but he's doing it right.
Probably CD.
That's probably
not-
their warm up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's
What's
some
do you know,
gnarly
is
shit
there
in
a time listed to start CD for us?
7 a.m.
I wonder if we can kind of coordinate with those other groups, even reach out and be like, hey, dude, we already had a planned trip too, but I'd love to not like bottleneck the first fucking moment we get there.
Let them in,
Yeah.
and then I'll lead after that.
Yeah, there you go.
then I'll
Yeah, but
tell-
what if they book it? Because our group is so slow and big. What if there's like 4 of them in buggies and they're gone? Then your
Yeah.
plan just
I got to get past that second obstacle and then let somebody buy. And who knows? Just because you climb it once doesn't mean you can climb it again. You know what I mean? I climbed the first one once, and the chances of me climbing that again are probably slim.
I don't think so. I think you got more experience now. You got the doubler. You got way more gearing options. You could hit it. You could crawl it slow. You can really roll into it now. I mean, you can do whatever you want on it almost, you know?
Yeah. I also have to, because I have the gearing now, that's the whole reason I'm in there is because that big waterfall you were talking about, I have to be able to go through that with control, and I just didn't have that before.
Where we go up the right. It's like a boulder field up the right or an undercut on the left. That really big one?
Yep.
Okay.
That
one was trouble for you, huh? Well,
yeah,
it was raining.
In the rain, dude.
Yeah.
All of that shit was in trouble for me. I had no
grip. It was a
grip.
Sprinkle. It was like a nice, cool sprinkle. Right?
Again, I felt like I was in a tornado. But I need redemption because that sucked. So basically what happened is we went on this newbie night run is what they called it, right? Yeah, newbie night run. And it was a huge-ass group. So my Jeep looks like it wheels better than it does. It looks good. You know what I mean? I mean, it does. It looks like it could do a lot of shit.
It's also very capable. It's done every hard trail we've ever asked it to do.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think it's as capable as like your guys' Jeeps now with the length.
But you're talking about wheelbase. Capable.
Yeah.
If your Jeep was the exact same with a longer wheelbase,
it'd be a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 more inches.
Stretch it.
It would be a beast. I need to. It just would look stupid stretched. Anyway, I'm gonna roll the wheels apart and see.
Can
what it looks
you stretch the body some more? Can you hide it?
I could, but I don't know where to hide it.
It's a lot of work again, and then you got to paint the whole thing again.
Yeah,
maybe
it'd be huge. But it might. If I did that, I don't even know. The way I could get it is push the front out when I put coilovers on.
If you gain a few inches there.
Yeah, and comp cut it, or even just wheel the back, and I could fill it in. There's ways to do it.
Yeah,
and I will look at it when I go to do the front. I'm gonna move.
What are you at now? 103 and a quarter.
Yeah, I stretched it a quarter. Right. That's so dumb. It's true though.
I bet you if you got to like 108, 109.
Yeah,
it'd be already right there.
Shane Lunz's is 107. He said it's perfect, and he goes up.
But he doesn't weigh what we weigh. I think he's lighter.
A lot lighter. Yeah, that's crazy. You can have all that barring and be lighter enough.
It's those body panels and doors, man. Well, my Jeep has doors.
My whole freaking Jeep's made out of 16 gauge. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but yeah. So that's my goal. So I went in there. Our group got separated. We had a piece of crap in front of us, and.
Dude, no shocks. Remember the leaf sprung rear with no shocks?
Jesus Christ. That guy, bouncing
throwing
everywhere.
Rocks in the gas tank.
He broke his pickup tube on the gas tank, so he just fucking starts throwing dusty rocks in the gas tank to give it more volume.
To raise the water level. Yeah. So it would.
And every time we'd be like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, that was a known issue." I'm like,
yeah.
Holy shit,
that
bro.
sucks to hear. I don't blame people when they write that. Like if you put a run together and they write like, dude, like you said, don't bring your broken ass shit.
Right.
If it's a known issue, fix it.
Yeah, it was brutal, man. And my winch never sounded the same.
Yeah.
We spent 2 hours winching that guy out of the fucking crack.
He was upside down in a crack, and dude, we tried every winch combo from the top to the bottom to the twist to the side to the.
We almost had him with the snatch block, and then
something
just came out, or whatever we were attached to.
I don't think you can say that.
I mean the bush,
the
huge bush.
Just bleep the word.
Yeah,
me too.
Something fell out.
Lots of like beep. What are you worried about on CD? What's your worry?
The front axle.
Your front axle.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Which it's made it a few times. One time. How many times? Once.
Just once.
On 37s.
But like you said, it's been through a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'm comfortable with 7s, and I'm comfortable even with 39s if I don't use the gearing. So I'm only going to use the gearing when it's not bound.
You can go ultra low, like 4th gear. That still has to be better than 2-to-1, or no? You could do 2.7-to-1, right?
That's where I'll
2-to-1.
be. I'm going to start it in just the 2.7-to-1.
Nice.
Just the doubler in, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then
but your first gear is like what, 28-to-1 in the transmission? Like,
oh no,
it's very low.
6.5-to-1.
Oh, 6.5. Huh?
Something like that. But either way, it's perfect gearing, that 2.7-to-1 or 2.3, 3-to-1. Whatever.
And your transmission is the key for rock crawling, not for highway. It's all right on the highway.
It does fine on the highway.
You just don't like how it shifts.
Yeah, it just shifts like a dump truck.
Dude, you know what my problem is? On a steep hill in 4 low, like let's say I start in first for whatever reason, right? I'm all, what? Just wrap it out right away, you know?
Yep.
And then I go to shift to second, it doesn't take me very long to shift to second, but it's long enough for the Jeep to stop. And if I'm not on the brake, to roll backwards, and then now I'm in second, starting fresh. So usually I start in like third or something, and then
that's like this one. There's about, if I have the RPMs really high, there's a good second and a half before I can get it to
that's
the
enough.
next one.
On an uphill dirt road grade, that's enough to be going backwards, basically.
That's why I like the 39s with what the setup is. That's why I don't want to go back to 37s because at 37s, everybody wants to cruise at 40 miles an hour, and that's right in the middle of where I can go.
Yeah. And now it's ideal.
Now it's perfect. Yeah, I can cruise 40 in second, no problem, all day. It's perfect.
Nice.
So, and then at the base of the hills, that's where the V8 comes in on the big pull mountain hills.
Yeah.
I just stick it in third and hammer on it.
But that's for high third.
Yeah.
See, I don't have that power. I can't even be in first on a hill climb in 4 high, dude. I swear. We did Crown King, and I it was down a ditch, so I had to slow down because my front end used to bottom out really hard before I fixed all the shock tuning stuff,
Right.
Which now doesn't really bottom out anymore. Just
Nice.
the shock, nothing else changed. I haven't even put the bump stops in. And
Sell them.
No,
Oh.
I need them.
Okay.
But no, they're rubber. They're not the hydraulic ones.
Oh, okay.
But I need them anyways.
That's right. Either way. Still need them.
I don't even know where I'm going with this. It drives way better.
Crown King.
But so I had to slow down so I don't rack my axle into the frame, and then to get up the hill, I was in 4 high, and I didn't have enough power in 4 high first gear to make the hill climb. It bogged down out of first.
I'll be curious. People should write in or chime in somewhere. What's more important, V8 power, have engine power, or gearing power?
Yeah.
What's better? If you had to spend money, would you spend it in the axles, the motor, or the transmission and transfer case?
All 3.
Okay, hold on. Here's a question. So,
This is a listener question? Or just
whatever,
for me?
whoever, for you two.
Oh, okay.
You're starting brand spanking new. How do you decide your build?
I think you have to do it from experience. I think there is no right choice for someone who's new and trying to figure it out. I think I just barely figured it out this year, what I think is better and better and better,
Yeah, but I'm saying okay, for instance, I would say find out what tires you want to run.
Okay.
Size. If you want to be in the 40s, you got to do ones. You can start planning from the tires backwards.
Yeah.
Start with what size tire you want.
So
and
40
don't think you're not going to go.
I think it's the most popular option right now in Jeeps.
Yeah. And people that it's very rare to hear people say, they say all the time, I don't plan on going on over 35s.
Yeah.
But you find out you're stuck to the dirt roads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I am super grateful. When I bought my Jeep, I almost got 33s, right? Because I was like, I don't know. Do I need 35s? And in my mind, it already clicked.
yeah.
And I was like, no. Just do it once. Just get the big tires.
Right.
35s were cool for a brand new Jeep at the time. But, dude, it went downhill, man. Then I got 37s. Then I got 39s. And axles in the middle somewhere. And,
Yep.
I don't think anybody, unless you've been wheeling for years, I don't think anybody truly knows what they want or what direction their friends and their groups take them into.
Yeah.
Because it could have been overlanding, and 35s and stock axles would be great.
Yeah.
Or it could now this direction, the rock crawling.
You almost need 2. What we're doing is ridiculous. It really is. You know what I mean? You're kind of limited. Not limited, but my Jeep has now become, I don't know.
But your Jeep is good for road trips for 2 people.
Right.
And awesome rock crawling and camping.
It's somehow in the middle for 2 people.
Yeah.
It's perfect for 2 people.
You just can't take the grandkids and the dogs and everyone. But you
gear.
want that.
I know.
That's where you're limited now. You need a Liberty.
I need both. Yeah.
I might have a Liberty body with a roll cage for sale. Just go over all the welds a little.
Getting rid of it already?
No. Not yet.
That's it. Prep for CD. You got whatever your test run tomorrow. I'm going to finish my nightmare. Well, it's not a nightmare, but it's snowballed for sure. But you got to fix all that shit. Mm-hmm. Did you know you got to make all the wires bigger when you bump up the alternator?
Yeah. I told you that.
Kind of a pain in the ass, but
it's called upgrading the big 3 or whatever.
Actually, you know what I say? It's a pain in the ass, but guess what?
It's easy.
I must have known I was going to do this at one point because I already put all the big wires in when I first built it.
Nice.
But
how big is big? What's
8 gauge? Oh, coming off the alternator is 8 gauge.
Isn't 6 gauge bigger than 8?
Yeah.
Or is it, okay. I was trying to reference the numbers.
Yeah, but imagine that coming off the back of your alternator. So, but the point of it is I'd upgraded the other feed lines. I don't know what they are or what they go to. Those were all 10 gauge already, and then 8 gauge off the main power wire.
Nice.
And then but I had to verify because I couldn't remember. I did it so long ago, so I had to take all the wiring off, not off, but apart, open up all the looms to make sure that that's what I had. So,
nice.
But I did have it. Now all I got to do is put it back. That's it. So on that note, get out of the garage and get out on the trails.
Yep. That's it for today.
Adios, amigos.
See you guys. That wasn't as good as that. Oh, nice.
That's gross. Oh yeah, the talent tank. Tank. Go listen to the talent tank. Tank. That's fucking funny, dude.
And
the talent tank, not the talent taint.
we're not on a